Hi guys, this is Nikki, also known as Faces Trader, and you're watching the Awesome 10X October 22 daily market update for the Philippines. Let's discuss the Philippines. So your index today is up 6,000, your index is up 66 points to end 6,344 or up 1%. Let's go to your stats. Let's get your most traded. Before that, let's go to your index first. Your market value today is 9 billion pesos. So that is a positive thing. Let me know, I need to let you know that our typical value traded for a day is about 4 to 5 billion. And with this double the average and double the gain, it means that the market is actually in a positive bullish mode. Yes, within this week, we've been seeing a lot of positive flows, and you could see that the foreign has changed from selling to buying. So they have been buying the Philippines on the reopening hopes that within the next year, within the next 6 months, the Philippine market will recover. So let's see what the market has bought and what the market has sold. Your Philippine index went down but closed up. All shares went down, closed up. All shares went down a bit on financials. Industrials went up, holding steady. Properties went up. Mining and oil counters went up. Services went down. So as you could see, there are winners and losers in your index. Who are your gainers today? Your LTG is up 7%, your RLC is up 6%, San Miguel is up 3.6%, Meralco 3.5%, SM Prime. So a lot of gainers and also some losers, but the losers was just a few, just JGS, BPI, DMC, RHI, Security Bank, GT Cap. So we will take a look at each one of them. Take a look at the stats first. If you take a look at the stats, the top traded, it's red and green. You could see that the reds are some, and then there's also greens. In terms of greens, as you know, we already told you in the last couple of months that BDO at 87, 88, at 90 peso was a great entry level. And true enough, BDO has now gone back to 95, 96. We still see resistance at about 100 and 110. But for those who own BDO, just hold on to your shares. We think that this is already going up. We meaning just me. Sorry, we meaning Awesome 10X. Just me. Jollibee, yes, you remember I told you that it was doing ascending triangle at about 120, 130, and 150. Once broken, will go higher. And Jollibee continued going higher. Now it's trading at 170. I do think the Jollibee at some point will get some resistance at 180 to 200. Nonetheless, if Jollibee is going to go down to 150, 160, you'll see some buying and selling from a support of 150 to 160 area, and then you'll get some selling pressure at about 190 to 200. It means that you have a higher low, higher range. BPI is actually down 3% after moving yesterday to as high as 75. So today it's a profit-taking day. But BPI already had reported earnings that didn't do so well. Nonetheless, we don't expect all the banks to do anyway, to do so well. So at some point, you know that the charts of BPI have gone straight up from about 60, 65 to as high as 75. So people are just profit taking. You could see that in the last couple of months, there is this resistance at 84. It fell down to 48 and 50, had a higher low at 57, higher low at 66. So this 66 is really a buying area. And then there will be resistance here at 75 and 84. Not necessarily everyone will sell all their shares at 75 because some will still wait at 80 to 84 to sell. So nonetheless, there will also, you should know that those selling at 73 to 75 will also be buying back at 66 below if there is an opportunity. So really, you have a trading range wherein you've got a higher low and a potential higher resistance. Just because 75 is a resistance today doesn't mean that it is a resistance in the future. Okay, so let's take a look at your top traded. So you've got mostly, okay, so your Dito Telecom has been steady. 620 is now 630. So it's just there. We are seeing that consolidating lang siya. So it's just consolidating. We can't say whether it goes to 7 or it goes back to 5. It's just here. So it's just in the nowhere range. Let it sleep for now. It's just sleeping. But the trend is positive. Let's take a look at your stats. Top traded. So Ayala Land. So we said that Ayala Land just broke out of that 30. And after that breakout, Ayala Land has leeway to go as high as 36, 37, 38. Today is just it's just a confirmation that Ayala Land indeed has bottomed out and this one is going up. So today it's 33.5 for Ayala Land. So hold lang your Ayala Land shares. Your SM is also going up. So we have resistance at about 1,000, but 945 still has 5% leeway to go higher. Just keep, meaning your index at 6.3. Okay, some of you might take profit, but also do remind yourself that it can still go higher. 6.4, 6.5, 6.6. We are still in an uptrend. Despite many resistances, at the very least, you still have those 5% or 10% higher moves. Your SEC-B, okay, 97, you've got some resistance at 100, but that is all minor. Pure Gold, it has supports at 41, 42, even as low as 38. It didn't go down below 40 anymore. So, but we also saw a resistance for Pure Gold at 45, 47, 48. So just be aware of those ranges. AC has resistance at 800, but it has a viable support at 680, 700. We said to buy there. So this one is just a hold. Your PLDT, you're just holding on because at 1.3, you have a buying area. At 1.4, 1.5, you've got a selling area. SM Prime, same thing with Ayala Land. It's doing almost the same. If you'll notice, Ayala Land and SM Prime, the prices are almost identical. So the market sees both of them hitting at about 36 to 38, almost same in tandem, really. URC 140, so it's trying to crawl up, just steady. There's no resistance clearly for URC. URC has a resistance at 150, but at the end of the day, it's just consolidating here. After a break of 140, it can go 160. Although it has no relationship with Jollibee, a lot of people have always joined URC and Jollibee in tandem because they're both 250 billion market caps in the Philippines. Sorry, pesos. Yeah, they are in that range. Wait, I can't remember anymore what Jollibee's market cap is. Wait, I think it's about your outstanding shares for Jollibee is no, not that. It's not here. Kasi US madali eh. May nakasulat na market cap eh. They have to fix here to put the market cap, no? But yeah, it is around that. Let me see. I think it's here in the analytics. So PSEI. Go to PSEI and then take a look at the market cap. It has to be here. Or maybe here. Shares. There's the market cap. So you'll notice that Jollibee is trading at about 188 billion market cap, and then your URC is trading at about around that level. This is 300 billion. So of course, Jollibee has fallen from its prior resistance of about 250 before. It has resistance at 200. So just be aware of those things. Teka lang stats. Let's go to the top traded. So, yes, Ayala Land, SM, AC, URC, Metrobank, it's got 42, and then 50 is your next resistance. Bloomberry is steady. You've got supports at 7, higher low. 8 is your first resistance again. 8, 10, 9, and 10, always round numbers. ACEN continued all-time highs. Same for NIKL Asia, all-time high. ACEN and NIKL are companies that we personally like here in Awesome 10X. We said that ACEN, Solar Play, global renewables is a good trend and we like that long term. So yeah, it's doing well. NIKL also doing well long term. Tesla actually delivered a great earnings quarter last night. So as long as electric vehicles and storage batteries will be there, nickel will have a long-term play because we need nickel for our batteries when you have an electric vehicle. So it plays a role in that EV, electric vehicle beneficiary, whether the Chinese need it or Tesla needs it, all these electric vehicles in the world. MPI, slow and steady. Your Mega World, slow and steady. So actually, what you'll notice is with Ayala Land and SM Prime moving up, some of your properties have been slowly creeping up. They've also been creeping up along with Ayala Land and SM Prime. Now, when you take a look at LTG, today up 7%, went up. I think it's just a laggard play given that a lot of your other your SMs, your ACs, your index in general has been rising. So a lot of other index are trying to recover. So Nicolasia went up. You've got your ABS crawling back up at 1192. Okay, Meralco going up. Okay, all of your utilities also going up. Where's losers? Let's take a look at your losers. Your losers at a big scale. Okay, some Vista land still sold down 5%. We'll take a look at that, 34 million. JG Summit at 63.50. Actually, JG Summit, if you'll ask me, 60-63 is a good area to pick it up. So this drop is, I think, an opportunity to buy. Just as I told you, whenever URC was falling at 130, 120, you remember the junk food tax scandal, we said that we buy it. Yeah, so BPI at about 73, this is profit taking. And DMC is 450. This is just profit taking, but I would argue that DMC has resistance at 5 pesos as well. So yeah, let's go to the charts. Mostly charts tayo, no? Okay, so let's take a look at your JG Summit. It fell a lot today, so should we buy JG Summit on the dip? Let's take a look at that chart. Okay, so why do we like JG Summit? JG Summit owns your URC, owns your RHI. And if you ask me, we said to buy RHI here at about 60 pesos, 62. Not necessarily at 58. I remember we were saying buy even at 62. It rallied to 70. We said that it had a chance to go to 80 pesos someday. Okay, so far, I think that, yes, we are just consolidating for your Robinsons Retail. It dropped at 64, now at 66. Drops here at about 64 to 66 would continue to be bought. I think that long-term, Robinsons Retail can go back to 80. So, yeah, this is just in an uptrend. So, just hold your Robinsons Retail. JG Summit also goes back, I think, to about 75 to 80 someday. So, any drops here at about 64, 63 today is a good entry to buy. So, yeah, this is an entry opportunity. What else? You saw that your properties suddenly are rising. So you are seeing that Robinsons is catching up with your SM Prime, with your Ayala Land. So here at about 14, you are seeing it at 16. It can rally to about 18, 19, 20. So you are seeing that properties, even as a laggard sector, is going up. And so you should expect that Mega World, also a laggard, can also rally back. But where will it rally? Chances are these are first your resistances at about 3.4, and you've got these resistances at 3.6 and 3.8. So still there's a resistance. So estimate your risk. Your risk is at about 3 pesos. Your reward is at 340, 360. Not bad. You can still make about 20% there. So if you have Mega World or you don't have Mega World, you might wish to enter at about 3 pesos, given that there is a property rebound, given that your index is recovering. The market is trying to price in a potential faster recovery on the market reopening. So I said that if you buy Cebu Pacific, you get a free trip to Japan next year when you want to. Instead of booking a Cebu Pacific air ticket today, you can actually put your 40,000 pesos buying 1,000 shares of Cebu Pacific today at 41 or 40, even as it goes to 37. Do note that we also recommended to buy at 37, 38. I know it's a bit long. It was a long consolidation, but this one, we do believe that this one goes 55 first, and then, of course, eventually goes to 70 or 80. So it's really more of a reopening theme. When you buy Cebu Pacific shares, you get to buy free tickets to Japan or any destination you want by next year. Let's say Japan, Hong Kong, Singapore, or if you want to go to US, you probably need to purchase 200,000 pesos worth of Cebu Pacific so that you could get a 200,000 peso free trip anywhere else in the world. Yeah, that's how you do it. What else? Of course, you can do the same if you think about it. Let's say you want to have a free trip to Disneyland someday. Yeah, so it fell 85. Then actually for Disney in the US, we have been promoting that, yeah, this is a reopening theme. That these are all opportunities, especially with the Disney streaming coming, very stronger focus on streaming. So yeah, this one can go to about 250 to 500 someday dollars. So yeah, you can get a free trip to Walt Disneyland. Just buy the shares, and then yeah, that's what my friends did. We bought some Nike, so free rubber shoes for 1 year. We bought some here at about 67. Yeah, so just there, just hold. So you'll see that a recovery is going to happen, not just in the Philippines, but worldwide. So the Philippines is just really catching up. The world is already near the resistances. So you could see this one in NASDAQ. It has already gone to about 12,000, always just choppy here. QQQ here, 300 to 260, always choppy. You've got the resistance during September and then another double top here. Some actually went all-time high, depending on sectors, depending on specific stocks. So I do think that your PSEI here is trying to just bounce and recover. Your first resistance here at about 6.6, agree with that. And also there's a resistance here at about 7,072. So this is your support, as you could very well see. It's very obvious that 6,058, there were people consolidating here, buying shares, whether they were buying BDO, they were buying Ayala Corp at about 700. As you can see here, they were buying here. We were pitching to buy Ayala Corp at 700, even as it goes 640, which it never did, diba? It never fell 640. So now it's at 740. I think it does go to 800. 800, and then if you're really thinking so long-term, then it goes 900, 950. But that is really long-term already. ACEN, just all-time highs, continuation lang. NIKL, actually, I thought NIKL was consolidating for profit-taking and then breaks out today, further breakout. Nonetheless, where will NIKL Asia be? There's no resistance on NIKL Asia, although you can see that, yes, there is resistance at 420. You can see this resistance at 420. You can see this resistance at 5 pesos. But it is just really at the all-time long-term. Long-term, it can go higher and higher. As long as your electric beneficiaries will go higher, especially since your Tesla is just consolidating here. After hours, this is opening for 36. Good numbers, actually. Earnings was very good for Tesla. They just reported the 5th consecutive quarter of profits. So, yeah. And then for ASEN, as you'll know, there will be some profit taking. We don't surmise that this can go for, I mean, it can go 4 pesos, right? But some people at 310 may also profit take here at 370, but they could also just hold on. It really depends, because there's no such thing as, we don't know the resistance. As long as it wants to go all-time highs and all-time highs, it can go all-time highs. Let's take a look at any of your questions, and then, yeah, let me take a look at your questions. Comments? We miss you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I was absent first 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. There's really some personal matters with my family. Yeah, health related. Insights on AGI, GT Cap, Felix, ASEN, DMC. Okay, AGI actually broke out of 7.5. So actually, that's very good for your AGI. And I do think that AGI, you know, remember when AGI and Bloomberry was trading same price at 7 pesos? So yeah, we thought that 750 was a resistance. So some people profit taking, but it broke out. So I would assume that after that breakout, this is already the first line of support. Meaning, if you are looking to buy your AGI or just looking to buy, even if you buy at 790, I do think that your support is at 750. So very little risk, and then higher reward. I do think your reward is here at about 9. Let's just take it one step at a time. Given that we had to crawl this way, 5 to 8, diba? This was a crawl move, 550 to 8. That was all Andrew Tan doing a lot of buybacks. Take note that he was also buying back here at about 1150 to 12. So that is your real resistance. So this is really a very huge resistance. 9 is just minor. So if you buy at 750, I think you do have a 20% chance to sell at about 9. DMC is also being accumulated, very laggard, as you know, because for obvious reasons, because Semirara is a problem, right? 50% of DMC is coal, and coal is still not a good fossil fuel. So in the next future, you might see that fossil fuel continue to be lower revenues and lower income in the future. And that's being priced in by the market. So that has already been priced in. That's why from 8, it fell down to as low as 3, 4. Where can it go? I'd say that the resistance is 5 and 650. You would still see a continuous resistance. I don't think that you can see this going all the way up. If DMC rises to 650, chances are your AGI is already at 10 pesos. It's not going to be at 9. It's probably here already. So within certain laggards, we have to acknowledge that there are some companies that are weaker and some companies that are stronger. LTG has been rising, good move. LTG's ownership on PNB, possibly a reason why. And you could see that this is a higher low. So 9 to 11 and 12, not bad. I don't have LTG. I don't cover much of LTG. But between LPG and PNB, I'd say that PNB was yun, 'di ba? We said that there was that prime asset real estate properties were gonna be sold. So that was the function here of buying at 21 or 22. And so if you bought somewhere at 22 or even 23 or 24, then this one is just a continuous move. We can see it hitting 31, 32. You've got the initial resistance here at 28. Some people trying to profit take, but as you noticed, we showed you that Nickel Asia consolidate, profit take, then go higher, consolidate, profit take, go higher. We do see that PNB is on that stage. It is on that stage we're in. Consolidate, consolidate higher, and then go higher. Consolidate, go higher, go higher. So where is the final resistance? Probably somewhere at about, if you'll ask me, somewhere here. You've got the resistance somewhere here. Prior to the pandemic, 37, 38. Maybe we cannot assume a very steady recovery all the way, but if they really get to sell and make a good acquisition, because their prices, sorry, if they can make a good sale, because PNB is looking to sell some of their prime assets and real asset properties, they will have a great cash dividend someday, or if not a special cash dividend, I think that PNB at the very least would report a very good income after the sale of their properties. Any thoughts on RLC? RLC looks to be going higher in tandem with your SM Prime and your Ayala Land. I do think it's going up. Wait lang there's so many questions. Nickel has a very strong relative strength lately. Actually, nickel is not just a very strong relative strength lately. We said Nickel Asia since 1.8 was a beneficiary. So now at 390, this is just continuing higher. You might have taken profits at 370 if you thought that 370, diba, after the break of 310, 310, 315, dire-diretso siya. Some people would continue to buy Nickel Asia. If it gives a dip at 375, it can go higher at 420. It can go higher tomorrow. It might not dip anymore. How about AGI? Answered that already. Research, tapos valuation. About the valuation of Nickel Asia, it's kind of hard to really say the valuation, because if you believe that electric vehicles will triple or quadruple, that means that you will triple or quadruple your necessary demand for nickel. So in general, I wouldn't want to put a target. Just let the market put where it has to go, diba? Philex ACEN. Okay, Philex is moving up because of Philex Petroleum. So Philex has first gone up because of we thought that Philex. I'll be honest with you, and I told you guys that initially I thought this Philex move was gold. So I was comparing Philex with XAU USD, which is gold. And then since gold was not yet at 2-1, I said that initially I thought that Philex at about 4 pesos was a bit parang priced in. And then, of course, I didn't know, of course, the Philex Petroleum deal, that Philex Petroleum had the lifting of moratorium. That's why there's this 50% up. From about 5, it went to 750, then it went to 11. Yes, that was a 100% move. Now, of course, some people will profit take, especially those who got in at very low levels of TXP. But because of the potential that Philex Petroleum can go 15, 20, I really don't know. I mean, all I can say is there is no resistance that we can tell on Philex Petroleum. Therefore, we cannot give a resistance for Philex Mining. Although you can say, oh, maybe this is the resistance, 6.5, because that is your recent high. That is only the short-term resistance today, only because these people at 4 pesos sold there, diba? They took profit, then they bought back. Where will it really take profit? Maybe at 640. Let's try to see where it goes. Will it go 7? It's possible, because I don't really want to predict targets. I just let the market tell us where the target really will be, diba? So really, that's really it. Let's take a look at all your other questions. San Miguel, Macro Asia, Mega Wide. Okay, San Miguel, Macro Asia, Mega Wide. Take a look at your San Miguel. San Miguel, I think, has rallied. Actually, for a while, San Miguel has been sleeping at 100, diba? And then broke out. So it has been sleeping here at about 100, broke out at 105. I do think that this is also a buy signal, given that it just broke out of that 100 mark. Your resistance will probably be the same like most of your index names. At about 10 to 20% higher, you've got a resistance. Starting 120, take a look that there will be some resistances. So there will be resistances there. Anong question? AGI tapos na, San Miguel Corp tapos na. GT Cap hanggang 500 pa yan in my view. So at 440, okay lang yan. At 400, di ba, we were saying accumulate. The first 10% is not yet over. I think it goes higher. ACEN, wala. Dire-diretso lang yan. Macro Asia, it's a reopening theme. So we like Cebu Pacific, we like Macro Asia, same thing. But do remember that there's some resistance on Macro Asia at 6. So take it one step at a time. Mega Wide at 7 has been supported. How's Mega Wide right now? Mega Wide ba nasa 7 pa rin or nag 750 na? With Mega Wide kasi, yeah, it's just there, no? But I think eventually this one goes back to 9 or 10. So government has already given the go signal for Mega Wide to have construction, EI also, 'di ba, since June. So yun, kaya naman nila to recover pero mas mabagal lang. I think like you'd focus more on index names given that yung mga AGI mo hindi pa naman nasa 9 pesos. So parang your JGS isn't yet at 70 pesos. So you might as well prioritize some big index names movers first. Is it better to do margin because it's harder to apply in a loan with higher interest? If you're doing margin, I would suggest you go for USA. In the US, we do margin 1.59% a year. I don't do margin in the Philippines because margin in the Philippines is expensive. I personally do US. Miss Nikki, napunta ako sa luma mong video, Insight in All HC. Actually, All HC, we liked it. We said that at about 240 or 2 pesos, okay siya. Kahit na hindi namin nakuhang sobrang baba, di ba? So dito yun, di ba? Breakout sa 2, tapos 240, ngayon 280 na siya. I never gave a target. I just said that Ayala Land Logistics is doing well on the, yun nga, yung warehouse revenues. So, mahirap kasing habol ng habol. If you have all HC, just keep it. If you don't have it, siguro try to assess if you can enter kahit mga 270. Pero kung wala, marami namang opportunity. Like JG Summit, nag-down 4% today. Pwede mong bilhin yung mga nag-down today na may leeway to go higher. How is Merrimart? Is it good to buy under 325? Merrimart, I think medyo I am in a neutral zone. I don't know if it's a buy, but I don't know if it's a sell. Bakit neutral? Kasi I know that it's positive above 3, but also I see that resistance at 3.5, 3.6. So parang it's in the neutral zone. I don't know where it will go. Can go up, can go down. So parang nasa nowhere, consolidate lang. Parang dito, consolidate lang yan eh. Hindi naman yan bababa, di rin naangat, nandyan lang, tulog. So baka Merrimart dito, sabay yan. Gagalaw yan pag sumabay na yung isa. BDO is rallying, hawak lang tayo dyan. FB, I don't know eh, food and beverage, what's happened here? FB. Hindi ko to pinapansin eh, so hindi ko napapansin to. Parang wala namang masyado nangyayari, tulog lang. Tulog lang siya. All HC, nasagot na. How about THR? THR kasi, like yung mga follow-on, no? I said na yung mga PHR, marami na nagtanong nito sa akin eh. I said na during tulog, sabi ko, if you're buying, more of parang hinihintay mo lang yung upcoming na announcements nila Dennis Uy, kung anong mangyari sa Clark. I like the plans, no? Let's be honest, I like the plans. But I don't know how the plans will follow through. So I'll just give you my chart area. So you can see that there's resistance at 450. There's resistance at 5. If you're buying at 327, so far, nag-breakout siya, no? Pero mahirap masabi kasi pwedeng magkaroon ng resistance at 350 or 450 eh. Very little to answer to you. Volume has picked up, but it can also consolidate. I don't know much, really. Parang it's in those speculative names na pwede kang mag-bet pero pwede ring hindi. Nasa small lang. If you want to bet, very small. Para kung bumaba, hindi ka masyado magkaroon ng problema. SSI tulog, pero I like SSI. To be honest, fundamentally, I think SSI is doing well. E-commerce is doing well for SSI. I like the trajectory that SSI is doing. I do think that eventually SSI has an ability to go back to 2 pesos. I might be thinking too far ahead, but I do think that this is an accumulation zone. At about 1 peso to 114, this is being accumulated for an eventual break of 130 that will break out for a future of 180, 2 pesos. I do think that SSI has transformed itself. I'm on the bullish camp with SSI. I'm game with SSI. If you're accumulating your SSI, I think wait and see. Parang nangyari sa BDO, wait and see, tapos umangat din naman. What stocks will do a 10 times move on PSE? ACEN, I think, NIKL, maybe. Why? Because ACEN, renewable. I believe in solar kasi. Nickel Asia, I believe in electric vehicle kasi. Pero, I could be wrong. Honestly speaking, I do believe kasi secular uptrend yung solar. So, hindi ko masabi talaga kung mali man ako or tama man ako. That's because I'm looking at the solar trends abroad. Nakaka 10x kasi sa solar abroad eh. So yun. FGen, renewable. So yun, trading range yan. 27, baka pwede mag-take profit. SSP, hindi natin nababasa yan. SSP parang hindi ko alam masyado. Wala akong alam sa SSP. Sa semiconductor, guys, hindi ako believe sa Philippines. Sorry wala akong masyadong alam eh. So, hindi ko masabi yung sagot. Hindi naman sa hindi believe. Nagkataon lang na sa semiconductor kasi, ang dami sa abroad. So, mas believe ako sa Nvidia, mas believe ako sa mga Qualcomm, AMD, C-Links man lang, di ba? So, parang ang dami kasing kompetensya eh. Abroad tayo pag semicon. STI schools, wala akong masabi. Parang pag nag-reopen, syempre, angat siya kasi magkakaroon ng enrollment. Pero yun, wala. Siguro tulog lang talaga yan. I don't have any opinion on those names. They can go up, they can go down. But yeah, so thanks guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening to the channel. I'd say that mostly index names just continue to hold. And if you don't have any positions on index names, do consider those index names that have yet to rally very fruitfully. Like you'll notice that JG Summit, Cebu Pacific, well, it's not an index, no, but it's a reopening theme that you can consider. You buy it at 40 peso below, so that or 41, so that if it goes back, if the market reopens, take note that tourism will still be a core destination. Boracay, Palawan, all of these Philippine destinations, you'd have the OFWs coming back or tourists coming back. All of that is gonna be a driver for Cebu Pacific to go back to 55 someday. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.